Two takes. When you should give two takes, when you shouldn't give two takes. That's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to the Daily Voiceover Huddle on the number one voiceover related YouTube channel, the Voiceover Blueprint. Um, my name is Mike Hathcote. I'm a professional full-time voiceover talent and voiceover coach. Been doing this for a couple minutes since about 1995. And my newest book, What Else? The Voiceover Blueprint, is now available. We've got a special deal running for $9.95. You get the audiobook, you get the digital book, you get 4 free gifts with that. Link in the description. And also, don't forget to chime in on the chat so I can do some shout outs here in a few minutes. And also like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. That would be very much appreciated. The funniest thing happened before we get into today's topic. The funniest thing happened about 30 seconds ago before I started the chat or before I started this Facebook Live. I grabbed my clicker just out of instinct. And for those of you who don't know what the clicker is, this is a little dog clicker that I use when I record. And this is like it's like a OCD thing or a Pavlov's dog thing where I literally cannot record without this thing in my left hand. It's just after, years and years of doing this day in and day out, this clicker has become a part of my left hand. And I don't know why, but I instinctively grabbed the clicker right before I went live today. Just, I don't know why. I thought I was about to record something or something. I don't know. So anyway, clicker. All right. Let's talk about what today's topic is. And that is giving two takes. And this is kind of a strategy that you can use to increase your chances of booking work for an audition. And by the way, this is something that I would have bet that Amy is going to talk about tonight on her class on pay to plays, because one of the topics listed in her class is going to be about how to audition better and increase your chances of booking work on pay to plays better. And I'll bet one of the things she's going to mention in that part of the course is two takes or maybe even more. But it is definitely a great way to increase your chances. And I couldn't tell you the times that I have given two takes and they always prefer the second take. And the reason is because there's more than one way to skin a cat. And if you give multiple takes, you double or even triple your chances if you do, even more than that of winning the audition, because they may not have even thought of reading it the way you did on your second take. And their direction may be interpreted several different ways. So I always give two takes if, and this is a big if I have two takes to give. I'll give you an example. In the VoiceOver Blueprint on our private Facebook group, we have this monthly contest called the Fake Audition, where people can submit. I post a script, directions, deadline, just like a real audition. People do a read or two, they submit them, and then we pick a winner, and that winner gets a fully produced audio video demo for that spot. And a lot of times people will give two takes. But those two takes are very similar to each other, almost identical. And that's just going to waste somebody's time. So only give two takes if you've got two takes to give. When I listen to some of those demos or some of those submissions for those auditions, I'm like, well, why give the second take if it sounds almost identical to the first take? So don't waste the listener's time by giving two takes just for the sake of giving two takes. Only give two takes if you can greatly differentiate the two. So maybe give one the way you feel like they want one, based on their directions, and then give them something completely different. Because like I said, they may not have thought of that second take or a way of reading that second take. And they may have too, and maybe that's more like what they wanted to do. And so also remember that beauty is in the ear of the beholder when it comes to these things. You may give the most perfect, technically perfect take with the best sound quality. It doesn't matter if it's not somewhat close to what they've already got in their head. They've already got a preconceived notion of what they've got in their head for what they want for that project. If it doesn't even come close to that, your chances are pretty slim. But doesn't hurt to go ahead and give that second take just so they can see that you've got a little bit of variety and you've got some range. That will just help increase your chances. So give 2 takes, but only if you've got 2 takes to give. Like I said, there's been countless times where I've won the audition and they tell me to do it like the second take. They liked your second take on that. And so I do that almost every audition. I give 2 takes because I wanna make sure that I double my chances or sometimes even triple my chances of winning that spot or that audition. So 2 takes. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Before you jump into the chat, remember today is the day for Amy's class. It's tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you haven't signed up for that, jump on it. There's still a couple of seats left. Check the description below. She's going to be teaching everything pay to play. It is a widely misunderstood topic in the voiceover industry, and she has kind of detangled that whole thing, and she's gonna show us all how she wins on pay to play and has been winning for over a decade. So, looking forward to that big time. All right, let's get into it. There's Ron from Grand Haven, Michigan. Ding, ding, ding. First one in today. There's Nancy in Yankton, South Dakota, and Kirk from Greenville, South Carolina. Nephi from Knoxville. Corey from Whitehall, Wisconsin. JJ from Montrose, Minnesota. Callie from Pasco, Washington. And Sean from Longview. There's Andrew from Latvia. Rick from Minneapolis. Wayne from Port Orchard. By the way, I see London, Ontario, and I wore my Rush shirt today for all you Canadians. Maybe I'll just keep wearing rock t-shirts this week. Maybe this will just be, I'll just keep, because I got a bajillion of them in the closet. So maybe tomorrow I'll bring in another rock t-shirt. I wonder what it'll be. Stay tuned to find out. But Rush is royalty up in Canada. There's Sandra from London, Ontario. Doug from Greensboro, North Carolina. LaDonna says, howdy do from St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri. And there's John from Denver. And Sarah from Kentucky. Reading time with Poppy. Good morning from Utah. And there's Becky. Happy Tuesday from Michigan. Looking forward to tonight. Yes, me too. Can't wait. I was telling everybody on the marketing webinar last night for the blueprint that I'll probably end up watching this thing more than once. Because in addition to it being, live, if you're on the live call, we always record them and have them available after the fact. So if you can't attend live or if you want to pick it up after the fact, buy it live after or buy the replay. I'll be running the call tonight, so I won't be able to, spend a ton of time taking notes, but you'd better bet I'm going to watch it again and again to get all that info. Kirk says 2 takes, 2 flavors. Absolutely right. Johnny says good morning. And Denise says hi from Long Island. Michael says good morning. Denise says so psyched for tonight's pay to play class. Thank you, Denise. Boy, I am too. There's David from Louisville. Tracy from Rochester, Minnesota. Voiceover by Forever Young. I ordered your book this morning. I'm ready to dive in. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Anybody who spends time to read this little thing from little old me, I certainly do appreciate it. And I've gotten so many good comments and feedback on it. It makes me happy. Thank you so much. There's JJ saying, I'm taking the class tonight too. Awesome. Joseph says, "When is the next Facebook session? Time and date." I'm not sure what session you're referring to. I think if you're talking about um, the fake audition, I do that around the 1st of the month, and I never really have a date or time. It's just, when I can remember and do it around the first. I've got it on my calendar on the 1st of the month, but usually if it falls on, like, a Saturday or a Sunday, I usually wait until the following Monday to do it, but there's really no time or date. It's just around the 1st day or 2 of the month. Eddie says, "Good morning from San Antonio." And there's David from Hamilton, Ontario. David says he'll be there tonight too. Awesome. Sandra says, "Woohoo, love Rush." Oh yeah, they're my favorite. One of my faves. I don't really have a fave, but well, I do have a favorite, and it's the Beatles. But it all there's just so many that are right up there. And did you know that Rush is only third in total album sales behind the Beatles and the Stones? Rush is number 3. I would have thought it was something like, I don't know, the Eagles or something like that. Eagles is up there, but yeah, Rush is number 3. I've been lucky enough to see Rush a couple of times before Neil Peart died a few years ago. That was unfortunate. All right, I'm rambling. Any other questions or comments about 2 Takes or tonight's class or anything else? Oh, yes, and Zeppelin too. Thank you, Denise. Eagles and Zeppelin are probably way up there too. All right. Well, once again, I've got a loaded day today, so I'm gonna hop off of here. Today was a short one, but I will see you all tonight, those of you who are attending Amy's class. As I said, there's still a few spots left. It didn't sell out like I thought it was. Boy, it looked like it was going to there for a few days because it was just, I mean, like, I think a third of them sold out the first day, or a third of the seats got bought up the first day, and then it just started climbing from there. So, um, those of you who are going to be there tonight, I'll see you there. And the rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow. Break a lip.